The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
The new Technics A800 Premium Wireless Headphones and AZ60 True Wireless Earbuds feature industry-leading noise cancelling, multi-point Bluetooth connection, superior call quality and long-lasting battery life. Indulge in superior sound like never before with Technics.
The Real Pod is brought to you by our good friends at Nando's. They've got restaurants across Aotearoa, and if you order through the Nando's app, you can collect Perry Perks points to redeem for delicious rewards. Hit nandos.co.nz to learn more and start earning.
I'd love some chips.
Oh, I'd love some chips too.
I'm actually dead hungry.
Remember when we used to have chips in that cupboard? Those days are
Not a cupboard anymore. I actually was eyeing up what I thought was a jar of snacks, and it was dog food.
Actually, there's a story about dog food in the show. Stick around. Kia ora, te whānau. Welcome along to The Real Pod. Just the ladies.
Just the ladies. No boys allowed.
Except for Tiahi.
Except for Tiahi.
I'll be one of the ladies.
Okay, just the ladies. This is your... Look, I've got some stuff to say about what this is and what it's going to be pretty soon. But for the moment, it's your Real News and Real Life in New Zealand podcast.
Yeah, okay.
My name is Janie, joined by Alex Casey, Tiahi Butler on the tools.
Kia ora.
And we are going to, we're going to get to some real news in a moment. We have to do the housekeeping first, don't we?
Oh, please.
Facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner is where you can find us on the internet. Please do join in. A lot of hot takes about the Will Smith,
Was there
Chris Rock situation.
What was the overall vibe?
Overall vibe is don't hit people.
Yeah.
You know, shit take, shit reaction. Both can be shit. You don't have to take sides, but generally don't hit people and get away with it, you know?
I thought it was amazing that you can just walk up there that easily, you know?
Oh, you Will Smith, I'm pretty sure you can walk up anywhere.
You walk anywhere.
Up until now.
Yeah.
If you see Will Smith walking towards you now, the game's changed, you know? What else? Instagram.com/ the Spin-off Podcast Network. But most importantly, this week...
Pet Week on the spinoff.co.nz.
What's happening?
We've got a whole week of pet critter content. We've got rats, we've got oodles, we've got cats being tracked, we've got pet refuges, we've got everything.
Any strange pets? Any unusual
We do have
pets?
a story about weird pets that's going up this afternoon. Naomi has written a wonderful story, which actually I believe features the Chief Science Advisor of the Cornies, Lucy Kelly.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not even joking.
Lucy Kelly, I'm about to bandicoot Lucy Kelly. She's had a go at grooming a dog.
And?
I think inspired by me. I don't think it went too well. But I want to say, Lucy, if you're listening, and I know you are, that don't be discouraged. I've not shared pictures of my first few grooms of Pickle for good reason, okay? The ones that I've shared where he's looking lovely and like he's just been down to Animates for a lovely groom, they're the later ones, you know, after a lot of practice. Yeah. So just stick with it.
Keep the early ones in the vault. Mitch.
Anything else? There's a competition?
Oh, yeah, we've got, if you've got a pet, I understand the Cornies have been sharing some pet pics.
Cornies have, honestly, I have never wanted a menagerie. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Is it the right word?
Yeah.
A menagerie of a variety of pets.
A megorium.
Cats and dogs. An emporium of them all.
Wonder emporium.
After watching after seeing all the photos of the Cornies' glorious pets.
Send those through, Cornies, and anyone else. I mean, if you're listening to this, you are a Cornie, right? Is that how it works? Do you
If
have
you're
to
in the corner, you're a
self-identify?
corner. I don't know. I still am surprised people are joining the group and they say things like, because I love the podcast. And I'm like, why have you not been in the group already? But I love that you love it. You know?
I find it shocking.
It's shocking to me always.
But send your pet pics through to info@thespinoff or in our DMs on Instagram, and you will win a rare prize of maybe getting your pet in live updates.
I've actually won that prize before.
Have you?
Pickle was there on voting day.
Wow.
He had a cone on at the time.
We have been inundated already, and it's so joyous.
How wholesome is our
Very
inbox
wholesome.
at the moment?
Although I did get this picture of a golden retriever just with like a knife in its mouth, looking very threatening, but you know, it's all
What,
good.
a hunting dog?
Yeah.
Doing the whole bit? Top to tail? What did they call it? Nose to
Nose
tail?
to tail, farm to plate.
Okay, let's get into the real news, please. We've called this story Rude. We'll show you rude, which is probably a sentence that said at the spin-off more than
It
any
has
other.
to be said multiple times
Yeah.
a pod.
Okay, an important Hamilton City Council meeting was disrupted by a shirtless wonder last week, throwing the diplomatic process into disarray. Deputy Mayor Jeff Taylor made an unexpected cameo on the annual Plan Zoom meeting, sans shirt, having partly described after a particularly sweaty session of vacuuming during the meeting break.
Incredible.
Can't be unaware of what you're doing.
No.
You're having a break in the meeting. Everyone's getting a cup of tea. You're doing a quick whip around with the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is when does the shirt come off? Did it come off post-vacuum after the sweat had kind of gathered, or did he take the shirt off for the vacuum? We also did not see the bottom half, you know? I do wonder. Someone did ask, does he have pants on? And I don't know if we got a straight answer.
Okay, I'm just looking at it now.
To split it when it comes to contracts. I was a bit confused in chatting with staff about that.
It's amazing when he walks past the doorway. It's like in the background. And
Okay. He didn't mean to be on camera shirtless, it's quite clear. Which is just, I mean, we are 2 years into a pandemic when we are on Zooms a lot, and I still can't find my mute button. Like, I'm
Really?
still that, you're on mute, Jane.
Yeah.
You know? If someone
I
had
love it.
copyrighted the term, you're on mute, before this
True.
pandemic, how rich would they be?
It's amazing.
If I had $1 for every time.
It's just great footage.
It's so good. Please go watch it. It's the feel good story that we need. Thanks, Jeff Taylor, for disrobing and giving us a lol. Calling all 2-minute noodle fans, get out there, stock up, because oodles of noodles won't be for much longer.
This is crazy news.
I know. You got to get stockpiling because the war in the Ukraine is putting pressure on global wheat supplies, meaning it could become harder and more expensive to buy noodles in New Zealand. I mean, students, this is going to, like, are we going to see a decline in the student population
Because they have no noodles.
because they've got no noodles?
I always imagined when we were kind of entering a pandemic, apocalypse, World War III, the noodles would be all that we had left. So now
You look
I'm
like
scared.
you're going to cry.
I am.
I mean,
am.
this hits different people on different levels, right? Students notoriously live on noodles, okay? So the ripples through the student community must be just shocking at the moment. One of my children, noodles is my backup option every night when she says, I don't want that delicious meal you've cooked from scratch. And I go, 2-minute noodles? And she's like, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, the 2-minute noodle has a very specific memory. And it makes me think my children are very spoiled that we have 2-minute noodles in the cupboard, because when I used to go to Andrea Brabant's house after school, she was my best friend in primary school, she would have 2-minute noodles as an afternoon snack. And we would
Wow.
half a packet, right? We'd have half each. And I was just like, this is fancy.
Yeah.
And it's
what
just-
flavour though? Is this
Chicken.
Maggi chicken?
Chicken.
And back when it was like had the green flakes.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you get the green flakes.
No, the green flakes
Are they still there?
Yeah, yeah. The pretend parsley. I mean, it might be real parsley. I don't know, but it's still there.
It's definitely. I liked to add peas to mine as a child.
What? As a child?
Give it a pop of colour and a bit more vitamins.
I had a standoff with my father over peas that there's photographic evidence of. Me as a 7-year-old sitting at the table with my school tunic on. I was not allowed to leave the table till I ate my peas, so I didn't leave the table, and it went on probably for 20 minutes. It seemed like hours, you know? But it's kind of like one of those famed stories from my childhood and my family.
Right, Peagate.
So I was never going to be putting peas in my 2-minute. We didn't even have 2-minute noodles in my house, as I've mentioned.
Yeah, mine was a treat too. I would always have it at my friend Elizabeth Deaconman's house. Every weekend I would go to Elizabeth Deaconman's house and we would watch Silence of the Lambs, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. We would eat. We just loved Silence of the Lambs, and we'd eat the beef 2-minute noodles and a big glass of milk, and that was the meal.
That is vomit material.
I know, but it was so delicious. It's just those. Oh,
when I was pregnant, my friend made me a big macaroni cheese. I was pregnant with the twins, and I chased it with a glass of orange juice. Bad idea.
Oh no!
I have never projectile vomited. Like
no!
I have a very complicated relationship with macaroni and cheese now.
I have a very vivid memory of Elizabeth Deaconman saying to me, "Why do you drink milk like you're in a race?"
This is a therapy session. Much coming out of this story. We haven't even got to the bit where an Auckland Uni student, Caitlin Pike, is not concerned because she won 400 packets of noodles in a Facebook giveaway in December and still has 280 packets left. She's been through 120 packets since December.
Is that good?
Well, I just think that if she goes at that rate, she should still be worried.
She should still be worried. That's true.
But perhaps
Gosh,
she was eating them like there was no tomorrow, and now she realises there is a tomorrow, but that tomorrow may not have noodles.
She could have given a lot away for Christmas. December.
Yeah, that's true.
Stocking fillers.
That's true. She didn't know, did she, what was coming?
She didn't know what was coming. I'm going to get some meringue. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I mean,
the value of those 280 packets remaining is just going to skyrocket. If she plays her cards right,
true,
she'll be sitting on like an NFT gold mine.
Wow, that's amazing. Go, Caitlin. Just hold on to that investment. It'll be worth more than Auckland housing, which, by the way, price is going down. Okay, The Love Boat is about to be an Australian reality show, and I cannot believe it's taken this long. CBS have announced they're making a new reality series called The Real Love Boat, which takes a group of singles and chucks them on a luxury cruise for a month with only one couple making it to port to win the cash prize. Both a US and Australian edition will be filmed during the Northern Hemisphere summer, and both are scheduled to screen later this year.
So if you don't make it to port, you walk the plank.
I'm sure there will be. We were just before the pod, we were discussing, there's a show and I can't remember what it was, but when there comes to some sort of decision or confrontation time, the contestants plunge through the floor.
Yes, the love trap.
The love trap. And I remember when I first saw the footage of it, I was like, why are these women not got shoes on? or wearing flats, and it became apparent. Walking the plank, that's cool. I like that idea.
Or what about, we talked last week about that funny hydro slide that goes off the edge of a cruise where some people get stuck. Maybe you could go down there and see what happens.
No, I think those hydro slides are on the deck. They're part of the kind of mega cruise fun park style hydro slide. But you could certainly use the below deck slide, the inflatable.
That's
a nightmare for the crew, but it's there for you.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea. Because people go a little mad at sea as well, don't they?
Wouldn't it be great if the below deck crew picked up the people who've been kicked out that week, and there was sort of a crossover?
Yes, just keep it going. And then when they get to port, they can do something else, like go on a new show.
Yeah, they can get married at first sight.
Yeah, and then build a house together.
We do have to do the Rat King of reality shows at some point when it's nearly the end of the world.
Have you been on a cruise before?
No, I'd hate to go on a cruise. My big concern about being on a cruise, food poisoning.
Oh, I thought also, do you get seasick?
Yeah.
Because you've got that vomit thing.
So I have the vomit thing. So that's why a cruise is the worst ever, because there's a lot of buffets. You always hear about whenever anyone gets sick, it ripples through. I mean, look what was COVID.
What was that?
It absolutely just went through the cruise ships, didn't it? So food poisoning on a cruise ship. And also, did you know, if you get food poisoning, you can pass that on to other people. It's just another bacterial infection. I didn't know that for the longest time. I was it's either a tummy bug or food poisoning.
Ah.
But you can get food poisoning from your food and then transmit that to someone.
Just to other people.
Yeah. Not to me though, please.
I went on a cruise when I was 18.
Wow.
With my family. And it was very, very weird because I didn't realize there's sort of like, I don't know if this is true, but there's a vague sex thing to cruises where like, you go through like a mini customs when you get on the cruise because it is like, international waters, blah, blah, blah. And they were going through everyone's luggage. And I remember them taking out all this like whips and handcuffs and all this stuff from all these like boomers' cases. And I was just screaming in the line.
Oh my God.
What am I getting into? It was crazy.
Do you cruise anywhere or did you just go out to sea for a bit and come back in?
We left Sunshine Coast. Oh, and we went to we went to like Vanuatu and some other places. But it was very strange. I mean, it was nice. I loved getting off the boat and going to places. I did not like being on the boat.
Does it feel? I'm just thinking if like Armageddon comes and the only way for me to escape is onto like the Pacific Princess. Is there like a rolly motion? Is there a chance can you seasick, or are those things so big it's like being?
There
on
was
land?
a rolly motion. There was like drawers opening at some stage. There was like the spa going crazy.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know how I'm going to cope on my below deck chatter. I'm going to be Captain Sandy. Keep us in the sheltered bay.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're never that far from being able to just pull in somewhere at least.
Yeah, that's true. I don't get how they drink so much on those boats as well. Surely that wouldn't help. Anyway.
One more buzzy bit of cruise ship info.
Yeah. What you got?
If a cruise ship is big enough, they have to have a morgue on board.
That's great.
Did you not have a mall? I just assumed.
A morgue.
Oh, a morgue. Like a mall.
That is a story.
For like big enough cruises that go far enough, and also like the ones that cater to an older demographic.
Holy shit.
So you can't just use the freezer in the galley. Is it just a drawer below the fruit crisper?
Buzzy, eh?
That's so buzzy.
Okay. I forgot to say my important thing. I'll do it at the end of the news. My important piece of housekeeping. Maybe I'll do it at the end of the show. What do you think? We're just in production. Okay, end of the show. You need to stick around for the announcement. Anyway, Whanganui man drives car into over 2 million kilometres. The Speedo on Upper Hutt man Graham Hebley's great name. Hebley. 1993 white Toyota Corolla just ticked over 2 million Ks and it's still going strong. Graham drives 5,000 kilometres a week. That's a lot. All I know is that the average kind of mileage is like 12 to 15 K a year. 12 to 15,000 Ks a year.
Wow.
So if he's doing 5 a week, that's a whole heap. He drives from Wellington to New Plymouth, returns 6 days a week. 6 days a week. That's a 9-hour road trip. That is a move to New Plymouth.
That's also, this is, I don't want to talk shit about Graham, but the carbon footprint on that, this is a great opportunity for an EV company to jump on board and sponsor Graham's journey, A
9-hour round trip every day?
Yeah, 6 days a week.
So he's commuting 4.5 hours. How long's he spent? Is he sleeping? What is happening?
What is happening?
Yeah.
Hebley.
Is it legal?
What just happened to your voice?
I'm stunned.
I just think there's a huge sponsorship opportunity here.
He gets the car serviced every fortnight.
So the 1 day a week he's not driving, basically the car's in the...
I feel like this is costing him money.
Yeah. I think that's fair to say. It's definitely costing him money.
Like a lot of money.
Replace the cam belt 20 times.
Maybe he services the car himself. Maybe he's handy with the tools. Gets under the hood.
What's his job?
I have...
Pray tell.
Like, so many questions.
He's a newspaper delivery contractor.
What does that mean? Does that mean he's driving from Wellington?
Is he throwing newspapers out the window of the Corolla?
Driving from Wellington to New Plymouth to do a paper round. I don't know.
And there's no way to find out because we can't click that news story.
No.
We just simply don't have time. We simply don't have time.
It is not in the nature of this podcast. Wow. Okay, I will be clicking it later though. And because it's Pet Week on the Spin-Off, here's some feel-good breaking dog news, or barking dog news if you like. A new cafe that opened in Christchurch last week is New Zealand's first adoptable dog cafe. You can adopt dogs, not the cafe, just by the way. The food is suitable for both human and canine, and the idea is that people can come along, have a coffee, and take a rescue dog home with them.
Brilliant idea.
No questions asked. No joking. I'm sure they ask questions.
What a wonderful idea. I'm interested in this food.
Yeah, that is definitely the bit that stands out in the story, not just because it's food, mostly just because it's food. They have puppuccinos, like cappuccinos, cupcakes, charcuterie boards. I mean, what a great opportunity
It's
for
really
some puns.
wonderful.
Yeah, so this is it's a barkery, dog barkery, like
Love
a
it.
bakery, like so
Brilliant.
many.
Brilliant.
And I think the idea is that the menu, when they say the menu's suitable for both human and dogs, it's not like there's a dog menu and a human
No,
menu.
you can
It's like
share.
you can share. I mean, a lot of people just share their food with
anyone
their
who's
pets
got
anyway.
a dog knows that's a tough task. If you were after a pupcake,
We had a situation when I first started here at the Spin-Off where our old content manager, Callum Henderson, got his hands on some dog bliss balls and ate one.
Oh.
And because he looked at the ingredients, like these all seem like just normal.
Yeah.
And I was so concerned. I emailed the company and was like, my mate did this for a lol. Is it okay? And they were like, yeah, it's totally
It's all
fine.
good. Wow.
It does make you think because I feel like the price would be higher for like fancy dog bliss balls than perhaps your ones in the soupy. Can you just give them?
Human ones.
Yeah.
What if they've got chocolate in them though?
I don't-
Or
okay.
carob?
What are the things? I mean, I found out grapes toxic for dogs.
It's scary when you find out stuff like that.
Onions?
It's just been around. Yeah, onions. And cats, there's all sorts of like lilies and certain flowers and stuff you shouldn't have in the house. But I didn't know any of this.
And I know it's extremely irresponsible of me to say this, but I almost feel like ignorance is bliss in some of these situations because I don't think I could take my dog anywhere, not even out of the bedroom, if I knew all the things.
Littered with grapes all over your house.
I have a child who's obsessed with raisins. Raisins are just little dried grapes
That's true.
in quantity.
You don't hear about that enough, I feel. What's a sultana?
A big dried grape. I don't know. I mean, it's.
I'm looking at Ayan and he's not giving me anything.
What's a sultana?
A sultana, isn't it like very similar to a raisin?
Yeah.
But what's the difference?
What's the difference?
Oh, fuck, I have no idea.
I
I'm
mean, I
sorry.
know they kind
I
of-
was looking at pictures of the dogs.
I know there's a difference between, the final product, but I don't know what the difference is between how they started before they're dehydrated. Difference between sultana and raisin. I mean, someone has Googled this before. Raisins are made from a range of grape varieties. They're dried naturally and are usually the largest of the three. Sultanas are made from seedless grapes. They're often dipped in solution prior to drying, which speeds up the process. Sorry, I've got...
I would always think of a
coffee
sultana as bigger than
Me
a
too.
raisin.
Oh, look, honestly, the sultana is a dried white grape. The seedless variety sometimes has got... they're much the same, but not according to my daughter, who there is a raisin shortage. I'll tell you that right
Is
now.
there?
Yeah, no one's talking about the raisin shortage. I have been unable to get sun-made raisins for
The staple.
weeks and weeks and weeks.
That's the difference. Raisins comes in the little red box. Sultanas come in a cereal box.
Not true. You can also buy raisins in the stock standard little baggie for your cooking
Why
purposes.
would you do that though?
Well, that's exactly the question that Maisie pitched to me when I
Those little
said
red boxes, iconic.
iconic.
Incredible design. So who is she? Many questions.
They did update the design, though, so that you couldn't whistle through them. Did you know you could do
That's
that?
a story.
Oh,
Copyright
yeah.
the spin-off.
Yeah, because you
That's
used to
a
be able
story.
to open the flap.
And then
right?
blow through it, and it
And
would
now-
make a really high-pitched whistle.
Yeah.
And then they changed it. Instead of folding them, they just glued the bottom shut. Tragic.
That's bullshit. That's crazy. How long is it? But that's a story. No one listened to this podcast. No one take that news from us.
We are safe. And that is the real news.
Without Nando's, there would be no real pod.
There'd also be no cheesy garlic pita.
Basically, Nando's changed all of our lives.
Now, we all know that times are tough for hospo, and sadly, Nando's have had to temporarily shut down some of their restaurants. So make sure you check the website to see which stores are still open before you visit.
However, if you prefer to eat at home, like I do because I'm lazy, Nando's Delivery has got you covered and there's a nice little bonus on the side.
You can order a scrumptious meal directly from the Nando's app on your telephone or the website on your computer and earn Peri Perks points.
Once you're on the Nando's train, you are definitely not going to want to get off off, and you can use your points towards future orders.
You don't get Peri Perks through other delivery services, so great hack.
If you're a fan of The Real Pod, show our besties at Nando's some love. Visit nandos.co.nz or download the app today.
At Zed, we know that it's time to move from being a part of the climate change problem to the heart of its solution. And as a New Zealand company providing fuel to people in all parts of the country, we also know that we have a real chance to lead that change. We're committed to providing the right energy for everyone and keeping our customers moving. We believe that innovation in fuel and how it's used can make a huge difference to our planet. You can find out more about what we're doing in the Zed app, and you can save money at the pump at the same time. Download the Zed app for free and make your journey with Zed quicker and easier.
I feel jet lagged, eh?
Have you been
Coffee's
flying
crashing.
around?
I've just had a coffee and I don't know what to think.
Have you been on a jet plane since we've sort of opened up?
Yes, when I went up north for special business.
Ah, okay. Say
Wink,
no more.
wink.
Say no more. I thought you went on a car.
I flew back.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was because one of those little planes. It's a bit scary.
Oh, I hate
But,
those.
I actually had to sleep.
What?
Funny to do that. Sleep
Isn't it
in
like
the
a
sky.
20-minute flight?
Yeah, I was naked. I'm still naked.
Oh my God, I'm so tired from the last 2 years. I can't even explain it. I am manic because I'm drinking coffee, but in general, we should mention the fact that Duncan's not here.
I think it almost goes without saying at this point that if you're listening to this podcast, Duncan is not here.
I mean, we mentioned that it was a girls only pod. We didn't mention the reason why. It's because Duncan's not here.
Duncan's not here.
Yeah, that's all.
And why would he be? You know,
No,
he's just on the
things
cover.
to do. Yeah.
It's like a
Notebooks to write in.
Oh no, what's a classic trio?
One
One of the
Brothers Grimm.
Brothers Grimm. Well, it's like if one of the Brothers Grimm didn't show up.
I don't know how many brothers were in the Brothers Grimm. What about the Marx Brothers? Groucho and...
Is that two? Henson. It's like if bloody... Okay, who would we
Jonathan
be? Who
Taylor.
are we if we were Henson?
I only know
Isaac Taylor and...
Jonathan. Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, the wee guy.
Wow, this is just...
This is so shit. The Brothers Grimm.
I'm sorry. The good news is the wheels have come off completely to the point that we're kind of cancelling this podcast. What? No, not completely. That was a...
That's not true.
That was like a Married at First Sight shock preview.
It was.
It's not true. We're not cancelling
We're
the real pod.
evolving.
We're evolving into... Partly because it's very difficult for Duncan to find the time to do, the 2 pods that we've been doing. When Alex Casey went off to work at Shmorna Schmothers, we cancelled the real pod altogether because we decided that we couldn't have this podcast if it wasn't all 3 of us. So when Duncan said, hey, look, I can't do as much, we entertained the idea of doing it without him for a bit, and then we went, no, we can't
all
do
of
that.
us or none of us.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our roots, my friend. We are going to be a reality TV podcast. So you're still going to get us every week. We're going to be recapping series in the way that we have with Maths AU. So the real recap will exist. When we're between seasons of shows, we'll do a reality TV roundup.
Yeah.
Gas bag in between on those weeks.
Yeah.
But just one pod a week, you know?
That's all it's going to be. We're not going anywhere. We're just downsizing.
We're downsizing.
Streamlining.
Kids have left home. We're moving into a lock and leave, but it's going to be great for everyone, you know?
Yeah.
The pressure's off. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the announcement.
The announcement is we're just going back to what we've done before.
Yeah. Basically, it's a classic real pod pivot.
Yeah.
You always know it's coming. Who knows what the show's going to be like in a year's time? 6 months' time? Who knows? So I like to think that you're probably used to this kind of activity from us.
Yeah.
But
we did start as a Bachelor recap pod.
that's exactly what we were, the Fantasy Suite, 2015.
And we're just going back to that.
Yeah.
Keep the name. The shows will change.
Also, more people listening to the recaps than there are the regular pods. So it's just numbers.
It's just numbers.
It's just numbers. Those are maths. It's maths and numbers and charts and data visualization. How's your week, Alex?
Good week.
Yeah?
I had a good week.
Yeah.
I'm on a skin tag journey.
Wow.
I went to the Chemist Warehouse and I had a bit of a blowout, as you do. This is
not the first time we've heard about you and the Chemist Warehouse.
No,
skin tag.
but
so what's changed?
Have I talked about the skin tag thing before?
So, yeah.
I bought a skin tag remover, which is like a sort of. Have I talked about this?
I think we talked about it quite recently, but were we waiting for? Did you have to put a solution on or something? We're waiting to see what
you get
happened.
this like little crazy dry ice pen machine.
Do you think it would work on this thing? This is not a skin tag.
Oh, no, I'm having the craziest deja vu right now. We have talked about this. As soon as you showed me that small lump, it's all coming back to me now. Anyway, forget it. In summation, it doesn't seem to work. And the war rages on.
Oh, my goodness. I need to find some high-powered, because we were trying to find the corner of Veruca or whatever on my phone. This is great. This is why we
marry
need to
me,
end this honestly,
podcast.
marry me.
But no, I mean, I went to Scrabble last night. I had another great, I seem to get owned once a week by these lovely, older ladies at Scrabble. And the quote of the night this time was this lady, as I was trying to add up, my double word, she said, "You're not an accountant, are you?" I said no, because I could not do basic arithmetics.
Have you ever wished you were an accountant more than in that moment?
I'd love to be a boring old accountant who watches TV in
Hey.
a small English town.
My sister's an accountant, and she is not. She's a bit boring, a little bit boring.
Should listen to the pod?
No, otherwise would never have said that. She's lovely. I love her. She's one of my faves.
Yeah.
If you give her faves. She's one of them. Don't worry, I've got so many sisters that that doesn't really eliminate.
Okay. Could be anyone.
Everyone else will still be like, oh,
Yeah.
what?
Who is
Am
it?
I a favourite? Possibly.
What have you got for us, Jane?
Nothing, and that's why I am talking like this.
Buying
that's why I'm
time.
babbling. I'm buying
Waiting for
time.
something to happen.
Nothing. I beat my PB on the Rubik's again.
This is true. This is not nothing, because you sent a video of this and I found it absolutely captivating. The way that you swing that Rubik's around with one finger, insane.
Okay, so the deal is, because you and Duncan were so excited by the idea that I could solve a Rubik's, I decided to film myself doing it. And then I sent it to you guys. But when I happened to film it, I also happened to get a PB.
And PB, just for those rookies at home,
Personal best.
not Pat and Brenda technology, just so we're clear.
I got lucky in that one, to be fair. I just got normally there's another whole set of movements that I had to do, but for whatever reason, luck of the draw.
It was amazing. And also, to be clear, you had an impartial person scramble the Rubik's.
I did, yeah. My daughter Maisie scrambled it and then tried to get on camera quite a few times.
It's so impressive. You need to go on 60 Seconds. Oh, no, you can't, because you don't.
If there's a TV show, I'm about to do some maths, 131 seconds.
131 seconds.
Then I'm in. But I also think if I get a speed cube, if anyone wants to buy me a speed cube for my birthday, which is in January next year, then I can, there's special cubes that kind of have more, I don't know, that move less friction.
I love this world
Yeah.
for you.
Have you watched that cubing documentary?
Nah.
It's amazing. You should watch it. It's really good.
I saw the documentary you sent through. That was more than enough. 2 minutes worth.
Aside from that, look, again, just not, I got the double whammy of a cactus, a bit of cactus in the end of my finger and some glass in my foot in the last few days.
Wow, Jane.
I love a prickle. Love getting out things out of my skin and anyone else's if anyone's got a splinter.
You do like
I
it?
do, yeah.
The
Not
digging.
so much glass. Glass feels like much higher stakes.
Glass
because
is scary.
It's harder to see and it feels like it could get in and to your heart and kill you.
They do travel through your bloodstream.
But a cactus prickle is a dream because it comes out. Normally when you get a splinter or a prickle and you pull it out and it's like, oh, it looks way smaller
yeah.
than I thought it was. It looked big under the skin. Cactus prickle different, goes straight down. So it looks like a tiny dot, but then you pull it out and it's like this long thing. It's extremely satisfying.
Was this in you?
In me. There's the cactus prickle hole.
That's, yeah.
I'm not going to show you my glass foot because I've got a baby foot need.
Would you believe that? Paper cut, old school.
Oh.
You never see that these days.
Very painful.
Because I opened a letter, would you believe it? And I got a paper cut. I felt I was in the 90s.
That is a very happy marriage. Like a paper cut and a letter.
Amazing.
Did we even think that that the rise of the technological age would see the death of the paper cut. You know, like no one talks about that.
No one
we
talks
talk about a
about that.
paperless office. We don't talk about like the fact that we don't have to
Paper-cutless.
buy as many Band-Aids for the
True.
first aid kit.
And it does smart, you know, when you use your products.
And there's a word that no one uses anymore because we have nothing to use it for.
and nothing smart to say.
Nothing smart to say. Clearly, look, I'm just at home all the time. It's what's happening. I'm still level 4ing myself, mostly because I don't know how to be social anymore, not because I'm scared of catching anything.
Right. That's fair.
My life is very small.
What I've found, I don't know if you've been watching movies, if you've heard about this.
Watch the movies.
Because, I mean, I could go on, but movies are too long, of course.
Yeah.
All the movies are too long. But something I've noticed recently, the last 4 movies I've seen have all been in parts. All movies are in parts now, and I take issue with it.
Hang on, you mean like a one singular movie?
It'll be like part 1, The Reckoning. You know, like...
chapters.
Yeah, chapters.
But all within one movie.
All
Not
within one
a
movie.
trilogy.
And I like it because you're sort of like, okay, maybe I have an idea of how long's left or whatever, but I got very confused in what is a very confusing movie, which is called Everything Everywhere All at Once. I went to the screening of it. It was very exciting. There were lots of celebrities, actually.
To be
Jason
fair,
Hoyt.
the clue was in the name.
True.
Yeah.
But within the movie, we're only one part in, and but there was like a fake end. Like the movie did a fake end, and my fucking stupid ass started putting my stuff on, put my cardigan on, picked up my bag, and then the lights weren't coming on, and I was like, oh shit. So I had to just live the lie and keep my cardigan on for the rest of the movie. Like, yeah, I was just cold. Like,
How can you say nothing's happening in your life when you've got a dote like that up your sleeve?
it was so stressful. But just be aware if you go and see that film. About an hour in, there's a fake end. Do not fall for it.
Look,
Stay vigilant.
I assumed when you said you watched a movie that you were at home.
No.
Because I just can't compute going to a theatre. And it only just clicked to me now when you said about the lights.
Yeah.
It didn't even strike me as strange that there were lots of celebrities and Jason Hoyt in your living room.
Yeah, he could be there.
But there we are.
Yeah. It's stressful going out there. I was paralysed. I was too anxious to even get up and buy some M&Ms.
Do they do gappies in the seats? They see you.
Yeah, there was gappies, but I was so stressed by having to navigate a crowd.
That
and
sorts
stuff.
the celebs from the non-celebs, doesn't it? In a situation like this, you can't get as many bums and seats at your premieres. So if you ended up at a premiere with celebs, that's your top tier, mate.
True.
Where was my invite?
Hoyt territory.
Where's my invite?
And there was lots of googly eyes. Sorry, joogly. There was lots of joogly eyes on the wall. I'll show you a photo.
That's okay. I don't understand what's
There's a
happening to it.
motif in the film of joogly eyes.
I feel like we need to go to an escape room.
I feel like
it
we
just
need
feels
to.
like it's been too long. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much for listening. Extreme apologies for this. I don't know what it is.
The thing is, this won't happen for much longer.
This won't happen for much longer.
Savour it for the 3 of you that enjoy this.
Yeah. For the 3 of you that are still here, which is T.I. here, myself, Jamie, and Alex Casey. Thank you to Tara Wall for just consistently writing great news
the
for us.
beating heart of the Real Pod ecosystem.
We should tell her about the change to the podcast. Yeah. But she's going to have a little bit more time up her sleeve. So, yeah.
You should tell her.
I should tell her.
She won't be listening.
No. God, I hope she's... Oh, thanks, Tara. You're a gem. We love you. And to Rachel LaRue, our new content editor. You only have to listen to this one silly one, maybe another silly one next week, and then the ones from there on will be... Okay, bye, everyone. Goodbye. Pet Week.
Go look at the website, spinoff.co.nz.
Given that Aotearoa is home to more than 4.35 million pets, we're dedicating an entire week to our shaggy, slithering, slobbering friends. Right now at thespinoff.co.nz, you'll find a cavalcade of critter content celebrating our pets and the lives we share with them. Make sure you check it out, and a big thanks to our pals at Animates.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.